Thank you very much. You may take your seats. It is now my honor and privilege to introduce the President of Ohio Farm Bureau. Bill Patterson was elected the 25th President of the Ohio Farm Bureau Federation in 2021. He has been a member of Ohio Farm Bureau's State Board since 2011, previously serving as the organization's first Vice President and Treasurer. Bill farms with his family, raising apples, strawberries, peaches, and producing maple syrup. The Pattersons have an agritourism operation which includes a farm market, bakery, a fall fun fest, pick your own apples and strawberries, and a wedding venue. They also wholesale cider throughout Northeast Ohio. As a 27-year member of the Geauga County Farm Bureau, he has previously served as its president and vice president. He is also a member of several commodity organizations. He received his bachelor's degree in agricultural economics from The Ohio State University. Bill and his amazing wife, Kristen, together have 4 children and reside at the Patterson family farm near Chesterland, Ohio. Please help me in welcoming our president, Bill Patterson.
Let me just set the stage a little bit. It's 11:30 last night. We're sitting in a room, and Roger Baker comes up to me and says, "Mr. President, I'm really gonna nail this pledge tomorrow. Just wait. I'm gonna rock this." I have no idea what that means. I had no idea what to expect or what he was warning me about. So thank you. Thank you for the lovely national anthem, the pledge. Thank you, Catherine, for that introduction. So it's about the member stupid. I don't like the word stupid. We don't use the word stupid in our house. Now, I have 4 teenage kids. They use the word stupid. They're not supposed to. You know how that goes. But it's about the member. I don't like the phrase, keep it simple, stupid, either. Same reason, because of stupid. But it's about the member. And I know that that's the easy button, right? That makes this job really easy. It's the secret sauce. If we do right by the member, we are going to be successful. So every day, I tell myself, when we're dealing with Farm Bureau, it's about the member, and we've been successful. So welcome to the 104th Ohio Farm Bureau Annual Meeting. Our theme this year, our legacy, our future. And there we sit, like always, right there at the comma, in between our legacy and our future. These next couple days, we're gonna have an opportunity to pause, spend quality time with other members, reflect on what we've accomplished in the last year, plan for our future, and most importantly, celebrate our successes. So as we start that celebration, we see over the next 2 days what we're going to do and who we're going to celebrate. We have 2 extremely deserving recipients of the Distinguished Service to Agriculture. We have the outstanding work of 3 Young Ag Professional Award winners and the tremendous work in membership with 40 ambassador. That's those individuals that signed or renewed 10 or more members. If you are a member of the Ambassador Club, would you please stand up and be recognized? Thank you for your hard work. At lunch, we will be recognizing them by categories, as well as an unbelievable 12 that achieved the Murray Lincoln Award of 50 or more members signed or renewed. Maybe the most exciting news, we've sat here for the last 5 years, who knows what, and we have 8 out of 25 county awards of excellence at American Farm Bureau, 7, 4 out of 16. These have been unbelievable. There's 50 states, and we're picking up 33, a third of those awards. It's unbelievable the county work that's going on in programming. But this year, as we said, it really can't get any better than this, it did. 11 out of 20 awards in 14 counties have been recognized by the American Farm Bureau and will present in Puerto Rico next month to talk about the amazing work those counties are doing. Let's show our appreciation to those counties. I would have liked to have memorized all the programming, but there's 11. I can't do that. The programs, they put on programs that punctuate our focus on farmer mental health. Carroll, Harrison, Jefferson, Tuscarawas County for Check Your Engine Mental Health Awareness. Clinton County's Better Help Mental Wellness Benefit. Pike County's Farm State of Mind. We had programs based on keeping farmers safe. Crawford County's Farm Safety Awareness. Geauga County's Amish Safety Days. You would have thought we knew someone from Geauga that could get a picture of that one up there. But our youth outreach effort, Fayette County, Story Time with the Farmer. Scioto County's Farm Bureau Goes to Market, Wood County's Youth Development through County Fair Showmanship event, where I think even Adam Sharp was able to go up there and share. And just a little more on that, because Adam Sharp talked about that. And we talk about the different things that, is this program beneficial? And he said every single member of that county was at that event, working that event and engaging with members. So yeah, that met the mark. Gallia County, meet your local butcher. Celebrate our heritage with Fulton County's 1920s Farm Bureau office, where I read in the program they expect 80,000 visitors a year to go through that office. Focus on advocacy with Lucas County's Farm to Table Experience and Policy Development event. Let's give a round of applause to those counties. Now, one of the benefits I learned about this position, apparently, is you're able to invite yourself to a lot of events. It's not just those ones that win awards. We already talked about this a little bit, but there's events going on every day. I learned this. I went to the fruit farm that we have. I opened up the fruit farm, did my normal things, ate my donuts, came back home. The kids weren't there. Kristen was gone. And I was browsing through social media, and I'm like, wow, look at all the events going on today in the county farm bureaus. Why aren't I at those events? I'm sitting at home doing nothing. And so I did. I said, I got on the phone. I looked to see what was coming up, and I saw Summit County had a pancake breakfast coming up. So I got on my phone, and I texted Nick Kennedy. Those of you from that area will know my problem here. And asked Nick, I said, Nick, would it be okay if I came to this pancake breakfast next week? He said, yeah, that'd be great. They'd love to have you. Only one problem. That's not one of my counties. So that was Lindsay's county. So anyways, he said, we'd love to have you. So it was great. So I was able to go down there. And one of my favorite parts, and Adam and I are in the same situation. One of the greatest things that we have the pleasure to do is to be at these county events, see firsthand on what's going on throughout the state and see that amazing program. As you think of coming out of the COVID days, the miserable COVID days, and you see that the people are starting to re-engage, that programming is going on, people are starting to show up, and not only are they starting to show up, but they want to show up. It's really exciting. So we have been going out and about, whether it's meetings or programmings, we have been getting out and about and really enjoying that. But some of the programs I've been at, and I apologize, all these, you're going to see these pictures of me. It's going to look like I'm setting up a vacation slideshow here. This is not about me. It's the ability that I got to see firsthand what these counties are doing. I went to the Noble County Policy Development Breakfast, where there's incredible stuff going on in Noble County. I think every single politician was at this breakfast in the basement of their church. Jason Feldner and the board there in Noble County are doing incredible things for Appalachia. And quite frankly, I was very excited coming out of that meeting at what's going on in Noble County. Coshocton County, this was pretty unbelievable because part of what they do is fill the truck. And you're just, this picture actually doesn't represent, because by the end of this meeting, there were 3 Ford, yes, Ford, our partners, Ford trucks, overflowing with items that were being donated to the local food pantry. And maybe more importantly, we were able to engage with, I don't know, 250, 300, probably more members at a breakfast. Jackson-Vinton County, now this one's interesting, really. As I'm looking through these things, I see Easter egg hunt. And I'm thinking, well, Easter egg hunt, that's pretty cool. Except for it was the week after Easter. And I thought, my gosh, I'm going to drive down here to Jackson-Vinton counties, and there's not going to be anybody here. It was unbelievable. I don't know what, there were 500 people that were hunting Easter eggs, and they were excited about it. And not only that, because it's one thing to bring people, right? We have lots of things that can bring people, but how do we engage them? And those individuals that came there were fully engaged on learning and understanding about agriculture. Summit County, finally got to Summit County, and you see this. If you guys haven't seen this picture, that is literally a pancake machine that rotates. I don't know how many pancakes were served. I got the privilege to help serve those. I mean, it must have been thousands of pancakes on that machine. Wonderful experience, and I like this one because everybody that walked in had to run the gauntlet right in between every single agricultural organization in the county, whether it's Extension or the FSA. They walked right down through there and they talked to every single person. Sometimes there's a long line, but there weren't even people grabbing pancakes because they were talking and engaging with those partner organizations. Stark and Portage County, same thing. Lots of people engaging in agriculture, talking about what's important to us as farmers. Jefferson County, I got the opportunity to be invited to the Jefferson County just for a board meeting. No agenda, no anything else, just hearing what's going on at the county board meetings outside of my area and talking as they plan and they figure out organizationally how they're going to engage with their members. Great experience. We rocked the rooftop, as you can tell with my buoyant personality, rocking the rooftop. But we got to enjoy that at Licking County. We got to spend time with the Facklers and the Jones and the Furmans, among many others. It was a wonderful time. And what's going on in Licking County, same thing. In Licking County, they are involved in every single organization that's involved with agriculture. They are directly and immediately involved, and also involved in the Intel project and talking every day there. Exciting things. Mahoning and Harrison County annual meetings. I always love going to an annual meeting. And at Harrison County annual meeting, we had the opportunity to honor outgoing trustee Jerry Lammers, which was a wonderful tribute. Last, Adam and I went around the state in November to 5 presidents' roundtables, where over 60, when it was all said and done, over 60 counties were represented by their leaders at these presidents' roundtable. And the more we continued to the meeting, the more engaged these groups got, and the more we learned what the issues are, and were able to talk about what the counties were in need. So not only were we sending the information on what your state organization is doing, but we were receiving the information on what the counties need, which is really the most important part. So thank you for all those that attended those meetings. Another example about how we relate, how we build relationships is the state fair. There is, essentially the office shuts down for 2 weeks because all resources are pushed to the state fair. And that's not just the state office, that's the county offices, that's the membership. There is pretty much everybody gets down there and engages. And so, again, some of the ideas of how we engage when we're in an area on your behalf. We're involved in the Dean's Steer Show, and if you look at that fellow there, he really does look like a natural in the ring. I had to buy my cowboy hat for that event. But the only thing that I will say, just in full disclosure, I did win showmanship, which is a really big deal. I keep telling Kristen what a big deal that is. But as soon as we walked behind the stage, I mean, it must have been 250 degrees in that room, and Ollie, the O'Reilly's steer, Ollie finally said, okay, enough, we know who's in charge here, and did the roll and jump, and if it weren't for Bill Tom, we'd be reading a headline about a loose steer going down the Ohio Fair Midway. But we're able to engage with OSU, the Ronald McDonald House, The Grand Drive, we're able to engage with Nationwide, the youth exhibitors and the Expositions Commission. Sale of Champions, where we bought the Grand Champion Borough, along with our partners Bob Evans and Kroger's. And then the little farmer, I called, yeah, just so you guys know, that's a couch they were calling it. Yeah, it was clever. But the little farmer, I called Adam, and we saw this little farmer, and in fact, we signed the kids up to work the little farmer, but I said, Adam, you know, what is this little farmer? It looks a lot like what we're doing at Land and Living. And he goes, never heard of it. Let me do some digging. And he called me up a couple weeks later. He goes, I don't know exactly about the program, but good news, I know who's running it. I said, great, you know, who is that? He's like, it's my daughter, Sydney. So wonderful, wonderful time. Sydney Sharp and Caleb Durheim were taking on that as one of their projects, and we were again able to engage in teaching the youth about Ohio agriculture and being able to partner, you know, again with the Ohio Expo Commission and the Ohio Department of Agriculture, who put it on, as well as the youth that really did the hard lifting. Then the Land and Living. Most of you guys have been in the Land and Living. This is our biggest exhibit at the State Fair. Who are we engaging with? The consumer. We're bringing the consumer through there. The legislators are coming through there. We're talking about what we do. Thank you to Reagan Feldner, Carly Cluxon, and Jacob Sitzkowski for being the ambassadors, being the lead interns for that program. It was great, and we look forward to the future. You see there, that's the minority leader of the House, Juanita Brent, who we're giving a tour right there in the picture. But probably the most exciting thing for me at the State Fair was seeing Adam Sharp at a joint House-Senate Ag Committee hearing where he clearly articulated the position that this delegate body took last year on exactly where we believe the fair should be. And the great news about that is today, the Expo Commission is hearing the report released by the 2050 Commission that is positive and meets all of the demands that this delegate body asked for. So again, let's give a round of applause for the work. That is truly Farm Bureau working. And speaking of key partners, I'd like to recognize Nationwide at lunch here in just a short period of time. We're going to get the opportunity to hear from Kurt Walker, the CEO of Nationwide. And I just need to relate another story where last year after the address, Kurt Walker walked off the stage, and I happened to be there and said, Kurt, thank you, inspirational, wonderful comments. And he said, you know, these are my people. And I think that is so true. We are them, they are us, and we do share a heritage, we share values, and we share a mutual investment in the success of Ohio agriculture. So thank you, Nationwide, for your partnership. And while I'm recognizing some folks, I do want to thank, we have some individuals from another state. Maryland County President Wayne Stafford, are you guys in the room somewhere? And then Executive Director right there in the back, and Executive Director John Torres. I think we all know John Torres. Thank you guys for attending. Wayne offered that if I start to falter, he's willing to come in here and take over. So this year, as we set our sights on the future, County Farm Bureaus across the state put some very important decisions in front of members in regard to our organization's membership structure. We appreciate you taking part in that process. I know these decisions weren't easy, but the overwhelming support proved that they were necessary. The resolutions passed at your annual meetings, along with feedback from you, gave us a unified message that was loud and clear. Ohio Farm Bureau's strength is in our membership, and we must continue to bring value to our members in all that we do. So here's my third quote of the day. The first one, again, being me to me, so I'm not sure that really counts. But the third quote, at one of the President's Roundtables, we started talking about membership and some of the challenges. How do we sell membership? What are those quick, easy things to say? And Roger Baker, when challenged with that very question, made the comment, your Farm Bureau membership protects agriculture. It's pretty simple, right? Cuts right to the quick. That's what we do. Every day, all day, we protect agriculture and we advance agriculture. So I appreciate those words, Roger. And we did protect agriculture in 2022. We already talked about the state fair and the tremendous success of those relationships. But the president's trip to D.C., I mean, I just love this event. It had been about 7 or 8 years prior to last year that I had been on here. And we have the presidents, the county presidents come out there, the young ag professionals, this is sort of due to COVID, young ag professionals, and the agri-power. But this group is a powerhouse. We had I think it was about 110 members, and we went from office to office delivering the right message by the right people at the right time. And we talked about the impending rail strike at the time, which became impending again. But we talked about the continued pressure of taxes. And then we really related, as they're beginning to talk about the Farm Bill, we related the importance of our priorities and what our priorities are in the 2023, hopefully, Farm Bill. And when I asked Jack Irvin, I said, Jack, this is pretty powerful, having these three groups together. We're representing, all generations, all facets of involvement of agriculture. This is pretty good stuff. Can we continue to do it? The answer was not what I expected. When he said, we can, and it is powerful, but we need touches on the legislator. We need the ability to meet with them in the spring and the fall. We need the membership to build those relationships in order to continue to let them in the door. Make no mistake about it, the importance of those relationships is the member. It can be followed up with the lobbyist, but the member is the one that builds the relationships. We also had significant grants for meat processors. Why? Because we believe that meat processors and the ability to process meat and have access to meat processors is important to the stability and the continued development of rural communities. We may, I hate to say, I'd like to say success on broadband because financially I believe there is success. We're still tentatively excited. We have funding. Now we need to make sure that it's implemented correctly, and that should continue to be a conversation in every county that struggles with broadband. Continual and constant protection of landowner rights. It is unbelievable the amount of times where energy, development, land pressures, Intel, we love Intel, right? Took a lot of farmland. And so trying to figure out how to balance the availability of farmland with also the need for us as members and landowners to make sure that we can do what we want to do on our land within legal reasons. And so how do I know we're successful? Because when I hear a radio commercial the day before the U.S. Senate election where J.D. Vance speaks only of 2 endorsements, I think one was the Ohio FOP and Ohio Farm Bureau. It's very clear what the standing of this organization is in the political realm. So our new membership framework is designed to bolster the work of county farm bureaus and to make greater impact by defining exactly who it is we're serving. I think every county is out there trying to figure out exactly who their members. We're here to support you and help you in that effort. We're implementing new creative ways to provide member services, such as our staffing pilot project in Northwest Ohio. We know that we need to adapt not only to the changing world of agriculture, but to the changing needs of our members, including the challenges of meeting the needs regardless of region, farming type, style, or any of the other hundreds of factors that members and individuals offer. We're going to utilize all channels of communication. Everybody wants to be spoken to differently, and we're not going to choose which ones. We're going to use them all. And then tailoring value. Quote number 4, Mick Scott. Last year at the code meetings where we went around the state and talked code, there was just a lot of tremendous conversation. And as we were talking about, again, how do we meet the needs of different individuals? How do we sell memberships to different individuals when they need different things? And Mick Scott made the comment, sorry, president of Jackson-Vinton County, I should add, Mick Scott offered, sometimes they just want a hat. And I don't know when I first heard it what I thought too much of it, but that statement's really stuck with me because that is the reality, right? Some people just want a hat. That's why we offer those as incentives. But some people want more than a hat. Some people want to interact with an agriculture community. Some people want tangible savings, whether it's the discount in Nationwide or discount to get into Cedar Point to ride a roller coaster. Some people want access to political leaders and shape policy. Some people want on-farm business solutions. Some people want every single one of those. Everybody joins for different reasons, but they remain members because we are relevant and make a difference. And when we do give that person the hat, that's not the end of the transaction. That's the beginning. Membership, I'll say it again, is the true strength of this organization. So I'm quite sure that if Murray Lincoln were alive today, he would not likely be stealing my quote of "It's about the member, stupid." He might have been thinking it, but I don't think he would have said it. However, I will be stealing his most famous quote in that we have within our own hands the tools to fashion our own destiny. These words are as true today as they were when they were said. And I need you all to understand of the roles that I have in your Farm Bureau. It is that role of member that is most important to me. But it is also a privilege to serve as your president, and I appreciate the opportunity. And now, together, let's celebrate our legacy and fashion our own destiny. Thank you.